obviously over on the side of Cloud9, and then the Gyro IO combo here coming out from 1W. I mean, what do you make of all of this, Fogt?
I mean, they said it on the panel, right? It tends to happen. These Enigmas, if it's going to be let through, DM, it's just like his best/most popular hero. Gyro's going to probably start to come back in. So, yeah, definitely interesting to see them just pull it out. It's a comfort hero for Munkushi. He plays all these super carries, so this is going to be interesting. And yeah, the Wyvern overall, this is going to be cool to kind of counteract a lot of this team fight, this wombo combo and all this that we do see that 1W has gone for. And then the Kunkka to finish it off. This was actually pretty interesting because for a long time, and now of course because how popular it is, this hero, the Rum, the way it worked versus Gyrocopter, people used to talk about. If you do get it off, you can kind of just deal with all the big damage that Gyro does with his flak initially. So it's kind of a cool pick, but like they said also, like Mira and Effie was talking about, they picked the Kunkka for the team fight, but it's going to reduce their overall pick-off potential for Chira Jr. in the puck.
Absolutely. Well, and as the panel mentioned, right, the main way that they're going to be catching someone as elusive as Chira on his puck is this curse setup into a follow-up arrow or torrent. That's going to be the best sort of shot outside of potential itemization that they could go for to help deal with the puck.
Which is probably that Orchid, right? Yeah. That itemization that they were saying. We used to see it on the Kunkkas quite a bit, and yeah, we'll have to see if no one does go down that route as well, too, because it does look maybe pretty necessary this game if they want to be able to just fight back in the early and the mid game. So we'll see how these lanes do end up going. Because yeah, top right now we're seeing I think we actually get a decent amount out of that first wave, so those Eidolons weren't cleared out. Bottom, Marana is going to get pressured this. Or sorry, they switched it up. Apologies. So he's able to just play in this lane, so they're dodging very nicely. So that's a cool approach because we used to see the Enigmas when they get picked early. You see the Gyro. They sometimes make it a 5 position, so I guess this is the adaptation for them.
You just take him out of the lane.
But this doesn't feel like the best for Watson in particular overall.
Sure, and I guess if you're Munkushi on the Gyro, sure, you're not getting that advantage of playing against the Enigma in the lane, but you're not having a bad lane up here, right?
No. Doesn't feel like that. This feels a little weird. Okay, so
in terms of the games we've had so far here at the Road to the International, the one you've seen, I mean, have we seen many, if any, teams making lane swaps like this? It's very rare nowadays, right? Even in these sort of circumstances where you don't want to play one of these head-to-head hero matchups in the lanes. And Fishman, he's gone. First blood for Munkushi. So yeah, this top lane, there might not be an Enigma in Munkushi's lane, but he don't care. He's having a great time. He's loving it up here. And Watson, not so much.
I guess their concept is that the DM's Enigma is more important for the early mid-game kind of status.
I guess,
Watson is going to just have to kind of catch up with these arrows and whatnot and farm. But okay, an interesting approach because, yeah, Gyro, sure, he's not going to get the extra farm from Eidolons, but he's going to get a free lane.
Yeah, he really is. A hot start for him. Mid lane matchup so far, 13-7 here on No One against Chira Jr.'s 6-1 on the puck. And Chira Jr. incredibly low. He's got to start being pretty careful. Does have the bottle out. But this is likely to continue, right? No One, he's going to keep this lead quite significantly in the Kunkka versus Puck matchup mid.
Yeah, I mean, No One's been on a tear since his return, right?
He really
has just been dominating so
absolutely.
Many games, so.
No, we've seen signs of it throughout the season, but he really is back on top form, No One.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see the big combos that he can do, how much he can break the big damage that 1W does have. Because when you look at 1W's mid-game, it's explosive team fight. The kisses, the coil, etc., everything being thrown on top of the relocate. So see how much the Rum is going to be able to do, and how much Katomi is going to be able to do too on the Wyvern. Because interesting how Astini kind of just put it out there.
He talked it up a lot.
He literally just said it. He just said it. I mean, this hero has one of the higher win rates, I believe, in pubs. I haven't checked recently, but it has been super high. But people just avoid it in pro games because it's weird. I don't know. It's something about it, but Katomi's one of the ones that did play it for a long time. We're going to see what he can do to kind of break big team fights and
I'm hyped up for it. I mean, Astini, yeah, he really talked it up, right? He was like, we were holding back by not showing it during the earlier games, during the groups of the Road to the International. Now we're ready to put it out there in these series, in these best of threes, where things start to matter that little bit more. And yeah, let's see if Katomi's able to have that sort of impact that the coach expects him to have on a hero that I can't imagine other teams weren't picking this hero because they were holding back, right? Other teams don't pick this hero because they don't have a player that plays it, or they just don't think it's good right now.
Yeah, it could be one of the either. Katomi could be in some trouble here.
He's looking pretty dead.
Got him.
Easy kill here. Sweden Strong will be the one to take it. Unfortunately for Chira Jr., I think he would have loved to have that as the core player, but it is what it is, you know. He's having a rough lane and now his supports are stealing his kills. That's just life sometimes as a mid laner.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really curious. I'm because you're looking at the Wyvern. It's not about Cold Embrace at all, this game, right? There's so much magic damage.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
You're dead, right? So it really is just about a cursed setup. And when you look at the setup too, a curse into a boat, a curse into a black hole, a curse into an... They have a lot of combos that they could potentially do, which is really interesting. 1W does have these kind of interesting disengages, right? With the IO relocate, they have a cookie to reset positioning. So, yeah, these fights are going to be very cool once it all kicks off after these lanes. And we are seeing Watson recover a little bit here in that lane up top, but yeah, the gyrocopter overall just having free farm.
See a bit of a movement down bottom, Fishman.
It's a cool move.
See if they can get any sort of setup and gap close onto Sweden Strong, but the cookie's at the ready. Not quite able to make any sort of play here with the two supports turning up. And Watson getting pressure underneath his tower. Should be safe, of course, with the leap setter's availability, but Respectors, yeah, giving him a good right click in there, pushing him right back, and making sure that indeed this whole area continues to be an absolute dream spot for Munkushi on his gyro to start this game.
This is a really interesting kind of rotation. I guess Fishman's just like, we're not accomplishing anything up top, right? And sure, he doesn't get the kill bottom, but Watson top can be, you know, he can just arrow catapults and stuff and get some farm without dying. So he doesn't successfully get the rotation yet, but now he might connect with that clock.
So, yeah. They should have a cookie at the ready anyway, even if it did get caught. As it was, he doesn't. Cloud's going to be fine.
Interesting stuff, though. And now that 6-minute rune, it's going to be checked. Puck gets sent back to base. And it will be bottom, shield rune. A very nice one, actually. Could be the difference to protect Chira Jr. in these things. As no one, he is level 6. Not going to make the move just yet here. Still wants to keep applying pressure onto mid lane. So two kills for 1W off the lanes, but overall looking at the CS and net worth right now, Cloud9 feeling pretty happy with that little bit of a switch up, I guess. Watson, the thing about this Marauder is you can just arrow creeps, right? So he's just going jungle, arrowing some creeps, arrowing catapults. He's still getting stuff out of this lane.
It's definitely paying off at this point, because I imagine what the big difference you would have seen if they had kept the lanes as originally were, you would not have had DM in this position with this
not at all.
farm. So the outcome has worked out across the board. Sure, Munkushi on the gyro is getting free farm, but that would have helped. That would have happened regardless of the lane that you would have set up. So.
Oh, look at this! Fishman is at the ready. They're gonna have to bring more. He has been literally just sitting down here for so long.
He's lining to get this.
Whoa.
Oh, battery assault out.
And he gets
the pickup. Couple of wisdom runes here going the way of Cloud9. He's even trying for the killer against Sweden Strong. Sweden Strong desperately trying to get away from the battery assault. You're not going to be able to escape him. Gets the wisdom rune, gets the kill. Now the question is if he can get out. Cloud's going to try with the chase. Fishman's got the TP. There's nothing to stop it.
No one.
Out of there. And indeed, the rotation comes in top setup there with the combo. No one able to make sure that they can slam down this gyro.
Oh, that was like the last 3 minutes. The sequence was just kind of beautiful. Just Fishman ditching. They make these little plays just to make rotations happen and stuff like that. They get the kill, double steal, wisdom rune, kill Munkushi's courier, and no one gets.
They might get more as well. They respect. He's going to hide underneath his tower.
Oh, I mean, that's huge. I mean, whenever these double wisdom runes get stolen, and if stacks potentially do get stolen too, the game definitely starts to get a little awkward.
I mean, Watson turns up as well. They're absolutely ready to try and make a second attempt at a kill up top. Gonna look for the X mark to hold back Munkushi, get him back into the torrent combo, but Chira Jr. turns up with a rotation themselves.
Yeah.
Cloud thinking about charging in, but he's still level 5. No ult to be had. DM just turns with the ult, but immediately Chira Jr. puts a stop to it with the waning rift. Respect getting low, but he backs off with Munkushi. Both teams throwing down ultimates, but nobody to fall.
1W just trying to disengage. That solar flare was active. Everybody was hitting super hard, so we'll be able to disengage, but it caused... Yeah, they have to use ults just to disengage and don't get kills, but they at least disengage from that black hole.
They do.
That was a little
black hole gone.
That was pretty enthusiastic there from DM trying to go for it, but either way, attempts to put some extra pressure. It's a lot of movement in these first 8 minutes. So far, yeah, C9 just looking a good chunk better. Have we seen what build? I'm going to check actually really quickly from no one which one he did decide to go down the route. He's just going Blade Mail, so he's not actually going to be going down that Orchid. Yeah, well, we'll see if he does purchase, but he's going standard, so he's feeling like, you know what?
It's good.
I own the puck. We'll have things to deal with him probably later on. We'll see if he does change it or not, but yeah, I mean, the Blade Mail is super good.
Yeah, so much damage that's just going to be thrown out in these fights that will of course get reflection. Flat cannon hits, kisses coming in. The Blade Mail is going to be a bit of a nuisance for 1W, especially with the speed that no one's going to be able to get it online at the moment. As you can see, top net worth right now on his mid Kunkka.
And love his rotation, really just finding that gyro early on. Munkushi now is, even though he was in that free farming lane versus that Mirana, it's only 300 difference between the two of them. So pretty massive for the side of C9, that switch up that they've done so far here. Let's see if they look for this 10-minute power rune. Wards have been placed pretty I mean, a lot of them down bottom here from 1W trying to control that area. See how both teams are trying to kind of look to play.
We'll get the freedom to start cleaning up the stacks prepared here for Munkushi on the gyro with no move being made by Cloud9.
That's why, I mean, that's why they want these two wards, right? It's like these watching wards maybe catch a smoke or a movement that's going to be looking for some invasion play. So nice stuff here at least. But we'll see. I mean, the curious thing is really going to be the question of, is Gyro a good hero still? Because they picked it specifically because they wanted to deal with this Enigma kind of style and everything like that. It's the first time picked. We've been seeing literally only these Wind Rangers.
Why has sort of Gyro Stonks been on the decrease?
Do you buy Gleipnir?
That is true. You're not a Gleipnir hero. You're absolutely right.
Right.
I mean, you can if you want.
You can, but I don't know about that
This is indeed when it nowadays for the cause it comes to the draft and it's like, hey, what hero do you want to farm Gleipnir on this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gyro's not one of them.
I was actually like earlier today. I was theory crafting and I was like, maybe Gleipnir could be decent on it. And I'm like, it's a lot on the Gyro, but you'll get your call down to land and stuff, I guess. I don't know. You're gonna go standard build, so we'll see if it ends up paying off because it's just we haven't seen it at all here, and it just hasn't seemed to be one of those big damage dealers as we see these Maranas, these Wind Rangers, how fast they burst heroes in a second.
Exactly.
It takes some time.
It does feel like the old versus the new, right?
It does.
1W coming in with some old carry, the Gyro,
Nice
and C9 coming in with the Watson Marana, one of the newer ones that people are liking right now. Doom's dropped down, they're going to be able to back away from it. I mean, Relocate has come in, they're trying to bring Munkushi into the fight. But caught in the front lines, Respect's taken down immediately. Sure, they'll kill a Fishman.
I mean, Kunkka's going to come back in.
And they've got the setup. X-Mark dragging back Munkushi straight back into the midst of the action. And will get bounced away with a cookie. Chira Jr. jumps back in with the silence onto the two of them. I mean, Cloud considering stepping up into this, but it's still rather scary for 1W to approach for more. But they'll take that.
They used a lot.
They used the IO.
They used every ultimate. They used absolutely everything, so they got to be careful now for the disengage.
That's true, and Black Hole is still at the ready here for DM. So keep the pressure onto the tower here, Cloud9 with the Eidolons, and they're still hovering around, considering more.
I like how we're getting these it was a 5v5 engagement that was kicking off there. No one was able to disengage from the Doom coil instantly, which kind of made it difficult for 1W to push forward for that fight at all. But that was a really nice cookie. That cookie likely saving the gyrocopter there potentially, so. Chira?
I think Fishman was considering, but I guess Hookshot's still on cooldown, so didn't have a way to capitalize on the jump after Chira had used the orb.
Really wanting to hold on to these tier 1s as long as possible. You see how much they're bringing here on the side of 1W, just wanting to make sure they can keep this one alive as long as possible, not let them get more entrances into their jungle. And they'll keep this one alive. Top one eventually did die, of course. And they're just looking to protect their side. I mean, you see these pretty defensive wards just trying to ensure that the Gyro can farm without getting ganked.
It does seem, though, with the pace and the movements of the last few plays that the Doom, Cloud and Chira, this Doom puck combo, they may start to suffer in farm a little bit. Falling behind.
And the auras are soon going to start getting online, right? We're going to start getting a couple of them. DRM's got the drums, the pipe's going to get queued up. Cloud, he's got to go down the Midas route, so they're going to have to play team fights probably versus auras without auras for a long time. So we'll have to see how those start to come out here. I assume the mech or a solar will come out from Sweeting Strong, but these are going to take time. It does feel like C9's going to have these a little bit earlier to maybe apply some pressure, but we shall see how much they can slow the pace of the game down on the side of 1W. It's only less than 1K, but they do have that Doom going Midas and stuff like that, and again, it's just going to be, the question of how Gyrocopter is in this meta.
Yeah, and what sort of timings he ends up being the strongest at?
Yeah.
Is the mid-game, as you say, going to be rough because there will be all these auras and sort of damage reduction available on Cloud9? And is it just towards the later portions of the game where the Gyro becomes 6-slotted and backed up by an IO that 1W feel that they'll be in their element and they'll have the advantage?
My fear really is that when like a Crimson Guard and the Rum comes out, if the Gyrocopter's not is he going to actually do damage?
Exactly.
Let's see how it all ends up going down. If they can start getting some kills going for themselves, some of these pickoffs, because it just feels like C9 is happy with this type of situation in this game right now. And it's going to be, I mean, they're going to take Wisdoms again.
Absolutely. Fishman's here for round 2.
He doesn't even smile. He's just like, yep, that's another day at work.
Serious business here from Cloud9.
Is he buying a third bracer? Oh my. How many bracers are we going to have in all these games?
I mean, we saw yesterday, wasn't it, from Purge on the stats of the braces being purchased. It's higher than ever right now, this TI.
Nice connection. All 3 cooldowns, beautifully on top. Doom is used, though. So 20 seconds, Wyvern's going to be respawning. Let's see what C9 looks to do to react to that if they want to even make a move against it.
I mean, I imagine that's the thing, though, for 1W, even when the Doom is on cooldown, the rest of the lineup can still make moves, or like, how reliant are they on that Doom to be there to do anything on the map?
Overall, like an overall team fight, they need the Doom, but as like these little pickoffs and stuff, they can find like a coil relocate, they can do it, but I think C9, I don't know if so far they've been playing pretty smart. They're not giving these type of real opportunities, not really being split up versus this IO.
Oh, they've got the vision for the setup. They're going to find Sweet and Strong here underneath the ward spot.
Oh, and he can't even finish off the ward. Let's see. Look to apply some pressure here off of these kills, and they know Doom's on cooldown. Getting a scan, looking for more. And DM, the pipe is...
It's close.
Pipe is 300 away, Owen.
Yeah, it's very close. And meanwhile, I think...
Oh, Chira!
They've got the setup here.
They've got the black hole.
They could drop it if they want to, and they will. They'll need to for the kill. It's absolutely worth it. Take that mid puck out the game and just continue to make him struggle. You see on the net worth right now out of the cause, Chira Jr., he's falling behind.
He sure is. Having a real rough one, and they're still even looking for these plays. No one. Here with Watson.
Cloud. I don't know if he's got many ways out of this one. Even if he did, the TP still on cooldown, so not a chance to break away from this play.
They're playing the map beautifully.
It's looking good here for Cloud9.
Every move is hitting, every response is kind of hitting too, and yeah, they're just getting the better farm across the board here. He sure is. Having a real rough one, and they're still even looking for these plays. No one. Here with Watson.
Cloud. I don't know if he's got many ways out of this one. Even if he did, the TP still on cooldown, so not a chance to break away from this play.
They're playing the map beautifully.
It's looking good here for Cloud9.
Every move is hitting, every response is kind of hitting too, and yeah, they're just getting the better farm across the board here. His Kunkka pick, it's working beautifully. I mean, no one has been, as we said, an absolute menace, and since the laning phase, it's been so. He doesn't have any kills, but he's been setting up all over the place and shutting down this gyrocopter a little bit too. Mancushi still farmed though.
He is.
He is super
farmed. But are we in the age of Dota 2 where a gyro can 1v5? You know, is it that sort of patch?
How many buff? Because it's just like the damage just looks like 90 plus 58, right? Yes, his flak's gonna hit high on like these like overall, like then when Crimson comes out, the Rum is out. I'm just wondering if it's actually gonna be enough if it's just him. Because it really is like it's a 4 protect 1.
It's gonna be a 4 protect 1. It really is. They're gonna try and get the setup onto Chira Jr. They're gonna break him away with a cookie, but the X mark is there.
He's gone.
And even just with the battery assaults alone, really, he can't get out of that. He's dead again. And now they can get the pressure on towards the top Cloud9, bringing the creep wave round, even scanning out behind the tree line, see if they can find more, and they can. No one is able to get the setup here with the Torrent. They're wrapping around, surrounding the Snapfire. Sweet and Strong dead as well. Cloud9 starting to steamroll this one.
And that's no one's, pretty much his Orchid actually done after the Blade Mail as well too. So now he's got even more answers for Chira Jr., who I don't think he's very close to anything really to get that Dispel off, so doesn't even have that Witchblade yet. Just playing the map beautifully, continue to apply pressure. Tier 2 dropping. Watson now able to get involved even more so too with the Gleipnir. Game is looking very good for them. And Kushi, you've got your work cut out for you.
I mean, they're looking to see if they can get the timing for the setup. Torrent, it's not going to get the connection onto Munkushi. Onto the side. I mean, you've got Fishman holding back Respect. He's trying to get over to Munkushi.
The Blade Mail.
He's not going to be able to.
The Blade Mail just killed him.
And they're both dead. Cloud9 completely outplaying 1W right now and getting the big kill there, taking Munkushi off the map. And as you can see, he's the only one really getting somewhere right now for 1W. Cloud and Chira Jr. just continuing to desperately try and catch up. But it's not happening so far. Now another problem's online. No one's got his Orchid done.
Massive. And he took 1,300 damage from the Blade Mail there. So just the power of the Blade Mail plus that Rum kind of combo, since you're taking reduced damage, but they're taking the full. He killed himself so fast.
Yeah, needs that BKB before they try going for something. And of course, to be fair to them, they weren't trying to go for something. They were farming pretty deep, pretty riskily. Did, of course, believe that his Io would be able to take him out, but as we saw, Fishman just making sure that Respect would not have that sort of option to make that play, separating the two of them.
I didn't get to see all the C9 games throughout these groups and stuff, but man, it's looking very methodical. And we got to at least cast a lot of like the qualifier games for them, stuff like that too. It's looking very similar, even versus some of these like better teams and stuff too. So
they're gonna try for something here.
See what they get.
It's gonna be hard.
Everything's up.
As you said, the Blade Mail just caused so many issues for Munkushi in that last sort of situation. There's no reason why it's not going to be another problem once more when they run straight into it. They still yet to have the BKB, so feeling that their hand is forced here, 1W, to try and do something now.
And who do you go for? You want to doom the Kunkka, but you have to get this kind of perfect engage where you see the Wyvern, because they have ways to disengage and set up wombo combos. This fight has to be done pretty beautifully around vision, I would say, here for 1W. They have to get a really ideal kind of pick off one target immediately in the fight in order to have any type of success, and it's not the easiest. Lots of disengage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Falling away from the smoke plate that they were setting up for their 1W, they knew that just was not going to happen. They have to keep trying their best to keep the farm up. I mean, Munkushi ahead, but pretty much all three of Cloud9's cores are getting very close to taking over that of the Gyro.
Yeah, at some point soon too, it's going to be the Roshan contestants that are going to start to come out too, and can be difficult if you're not set up initially versus this C9 lineup. They have tons of ways to set up for these wombo combo black holes, Kunkka boats, etc. So Roche is going to be making its way down bottom now, and it looks like C9 is starting to make their position down there to at least get the vision prepared for that potential fight that's going to come out. And Munkushi still a bit away from that BKB. So very likely if he tries to go into this fight, he's just going to die so fast to just his own damage. That's interesting. So he did go for the full upgraded boots of the bearing on DM. So it's going to take a little bit longer to come out with that Crimson Guard, but eventually it's still going to come. And they're going to start this rush.
Yeah, very difficult for 1W to make any sort of move over to the pit, especially in this position on this side of the map.
Just too much wombo combo teamfight, and are they actually setting up for a move at the same time of this? It looks like they were potentially in the mid lane, Katomi and Fishman.
Yeah, he's ready with his blink, so has the easy curse setup. Sees the chance.
And Io's always just attached to the Gyro, so he'll just, if the Io shows, he'll just insta-kill that Io. And the others finishing off with two heroes. Efficient movement.
Yeah, they're getting so much on the map right now. Let's hope for 1W's sake they don't also lose this Wisdom Rune.
Yes.
We've got to keep eyes on if Fishman's going to start making his way over there. At the moment, he's a safe distance away from it, so finally 1W should be able to claim one of their own Wisdoms.
It's so interesting how like the gold did ship. It was like a 5K down to 1K, but that's because of Tormentor, because of all these like, little things that they got. So now back up to that 3K. They've got an Aegis on Watson now, so he can start really looking to join in. And did he hit? Has he hit 15 yet on the Mirana? He is. So he can get that leap attack speed online now, and his damage has skyrocketed. Munkushi needs BKB before the fight. So that's probably the key first thing that they need. Jira Jr. probably also wants to ideally get this Yules. He's getting caught, though.
They've got the setup with the hook shot, but he's able to jump out of the cogs with the Waning Rift. Don't have any further follow-up in range. So Jira Jr. is fine.
That's good, because I think that's pretty much the Yules done. So if he died there, wouldn't probably have the gold for it. Maybe will be an X factor in this next upcoming fight.
Now fighting into the Aegis, though, not
easy.
really something that 1W want to have to do, but they may be forced to if Cloud9 start running at them.
It really does feel like, to me, this is the question that gives to me, is Jaro going to be able to do it first of all? Just
now, can he carry this? I mean, it feels like he needs kind of 2 items and a Divine Rapier on top of what he has right now. We'll see if he can get that.
And as the Grum, Crimson Guard, etc., all these things blocking him out until he gets one of those real big damage items. And Mirana is all about that single target, real big burst. So, I mean, Watson is crazy how it worked so well, right? That offlane kind of switch up. Mirana's 3-0-4.
Absolutely paid off.
Arm.
They're all having fantastic games on the 3 cores and largely down to that adaptation.
Oh, close.
They're going to catch the snap, though. Sweden strong core in the combo from Noah. They can get the push onto the tier 2. Fortification comes out from 1W, but not looking to try and make any fight happen 4 versus 5, that's for sure.
They have to play versus so many of these auras. They do have that mech on the IO. They have the crest up on their Snapfire, but that's it for now until later for the Doom. And soon the Aghanims now is going to be done for the Kunkka too. So yeah, no one just continues to have this marvelous game. The Coil?
They've got the Coil out onto the 2 of them.
They don't want to go on.
I mean, they're very, very careful about approaching any further, and indeed, nothing's going to happen with that Dream Core use.
You have to know where the Enigma and the Wyvern are. You have to try to see them or catch them initially, because if you overcommit, you're going to get wombo comboed. You're going to get cursed into the full boat combo. So good little disengage there from 1W at the least. No Coil now for some time. See how C9 looks to play around that. They feel pretty content with farming, it still just feels like, too. Just continuing to get this big scale going. Oh, and no one's actually switching it up. So we'll see which one he does come in for. Makushi
Got the Cloud9.
did not pop his BKB.
And he will get it off now. So give him the chance to walk away from all of this. Respect's been caught to the side, but he's able to tether away. Caught by the Orchid in the right clicks, but the cookie's there from Sweden Strong. Gets him back up to the safety of the high ground.
Forcing that BKB, Katomi looks like this is one they want to try to catch, but
Oh my goodness, he was out with a blink. And he's ready to maybe turn. He's going to have to curse. The arrow setup, arrow follow won't quite be there in time, but still Katomi with the quick fingers gets away from a little bit of an attempt that 1W make on his life.
Under attack.
Almost gets that arrow connection. Wow, that was crazy fast, and they're going to make the move off of this. No BKB on the gyro. They catch him. Very likely to just die. The relocate was also stopped earlier from that clockwork hook shot too, so yeah, they could go for Mankushi and full commit onto him. Oh, wait. The TP's actually coming right on top of them. They're coming in.
This could be very difficult to get Mankushi out of unless they start backing off now, which they will do so. They know that there's something coming for them.
That TP actually kind of showed it. If they had actually been able to walk through with that smoke, they would have been okay, but the TP onto the outpost was seen by Ward. So that may have actually given away that gank that C9 was setting up there. Either way, though, they're controlling the map. They're starting to constrict and really force 1W kind of back into their base. And, you know, this is a lineup with a Midas Doom and a Gyrocopter with flash farming, and they're still not really getting any momentum or any type of net worth lead ever. It just continues to grow more and more for C9. Now potentially even threatening high ground here.
Got 50 seconds left on the Aegis here for Watson.
And they use their high ground glyph, huh? So this tower, they're not set up for it. It's going down. Gotta be careful how you use some of these glyphs.
Do they want to try something? 30 seconds of the Aegis. Feels a bit rough making the jump before that's expired.
They're trying to do some type of sneaky wraparound with the Makushi to find the Wyvern and Enigma, but Fishman was ready.
And indeed, the Racks, they're going down. They'll smoke up now. Actually going to get the X-Mark into the arrow setup onto Cloud, but no way to get in onto the high ground. They've taken out the range racks. The melee racks still stand. Cloud, he's going to jump in, look to try and make a play, but no one immediately puts the BKB. Katomi's in with the Windsor's Curse onto the two of them. They'll hold back both of the cores. They're going to relocate Cloud out at the fight. Fishman, he's in with a hook shot. He's going to close the gap onto Mankushi, but a cookie from Sweden Strong gets Mankushi back behind the safety's barracks. They're keeping the melee racks alive here. 1W.
It was awkward because they were all kind of going in on side of C9, and Watson had to wait for Aegis to go down because it was about to be reclaimed, so they couldn't really go in, but now potentially are looking to make that move back in. They still have quite a bit available.
See if they want to do it again. There's an amplified damage rune ready for the taking here for Cloud9.
They're going to back it up. They forced everybody back to the base. Potentially even finding a catch here with that ward that they placed from earlier outside.
I mean, 1W is trying to chase out and see if they can find something themselves, but it's so difficult to get out on the map right now.
You see the Kunkka?
These BKB cooldowns could be risky for both parties here. Continue to chase here, 1W.
20 seconds on this BKB. They want to try to catch no one before it, but scared going toward that high ground.
Unlikely to happen here. They've spotted out the ward situation. Can't get that jump.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they're starting to make the way move back toward that Rack's bottom, and there's the Crimson Guard. So, Crimson, is that gyro going to do damage? So far, he hasn't been able to really walk in. Cloud, BKB back up in 1 second. Can't make the move.
Cloud9, they can continue to stick around here. Evidently very hard for 1W to slow them at this point of the game.
Yeah. I mean, they have these wards that they want to play around on the left side because they have that vision. It's actually a bit fortunate that they still have that ward around the Ancients this entire time, because it's been watching C9 for the majority of the time, but either way, they're not able to get too much out of the map because they're getting stuck in another Wisdom Rune that's stolen. So more and more XP and gold lead that just continues to be there for C9. Yeah, this amp damage, level 18 on the Kunkka. They're ready for these fights. The Daedalus is out. So Gyro,
it's online.
He's got a big damage item. Again, is it going to be enough to go through if he's even able to get these hits off and everything versus this, versus this Crimson and everything like that too?
I mean, he's got to be considering the Rapier next, right? I mean, is survivability going to cut it? Can you really just go back for something like a Satanic?
I mean,
the game's tough.
It really does feel like he does need something like that, because I don't think like something like the standard, like the butterflies and stuff like that, it doesn't feel like it's going to cut it.
Because at this point of the game, you're just not going to get that big step up in damage output coming from your other two cores, right?
No, their game has been very shut down pretty much this entire time. It's a Midas Doom who is just still on the bottom kind of these cores, which is pretty crazy.
Ready to go for another approach towards the base here. Cloud9 smoked up.
That ward did just expire, I believe, right? So that one that they had outside the base for a very long time goes down, but they're still looking to catch. Fishman.
1W are preparing. They've got the full 5-man. Ready on the defense. They're going to end up stepping into no one. They get in with the jump. Cloud is going to get the shot opening, but the Winter's Curse is there in time. But the BKBs were out in time. So Munkushi can continue to push forward. The Dream Coil down on towards the Mirano. It'll be cold embrace for now. They got the maximum damage taken out through. They do.
Very nice.
They burst through Watson and now 1W. They'll try and turn for more. DM. Be chased towards. They've got a hook shot coming in. In fact, no one. He's ready with the turnaround. He slams down the boat straight down towards the gyro. Pulls him on the tidal wave. There's going back over the relocate. He's back in and the X. No one. He was prepared for the relocate save, and he puts a stop to it. They take down Munkushi. They may just find Cherry Jr. as well. They will. No one sweeps him up with a tidal wave. Completely breaks the fight there.
Oh my goodness, no one. Who needs the carry Watson? No one just gets a beautiful setup.
I just outplayed them all.
And this is a fight that you probably don't expect C9 to be like, hey, we're, you know, like 1W's probably like, oh, they're not gonna take this fight. They lost their carry. No one just comes in, gets it clutch. DM, beautiful black hole. They're gonna get potentially another Rax here.
I think at least. I mean, they've got the fortification coming out from 1W, but
they pop a counterglyph. I mean, they really want to push forward.
Yeah. Cloud9, I mean, no one in particular hitting them hard there in that situation. A situation that you could tell at the beginning of that fight, 1W, they felt something. They felt they had something there. It was off to a good start. They got the carry. They were ready to go for more. But yeah, no one just completely smashing any efforts from them to try and push that fight to their advantage. As now 1W indeed losing a second set of barracks here in the mid. No one leading the charge, ready to go for more. Then with the silence, Cloud.
It beat 5 seconds.
He's incredibly tanky, and no one will get caught by the homing missile. Cloud has to pop his own BKB to retreat. And so back off.
They get the force out. Coil, but he's got BKB if he feels he needs it.
Don't have the damage to bring him down. Cold Embrace is there as well. So they can keep no one safe, keep that Kunkka alive. Still yet to go down this game. 5-0-6 on no one.
I know, and it's such a beast. Look at him go, even running in with 25% HP.
Akatsuomi is looking for the setup. He's jumped in. Does get clipped by the silence, though. They're going to try and force him out of this. The flak cannon hits coming in. They brought the Wyvern down. Now the turnover was Fishman. Fishman's trying for a TP out, but the Yule Scepter is there to stop it. 1W, they'll catch the two supports.
Costs a buyback, though, and the cores are the ones that do get away. They just able to TP out. That was a chance for them to maybe get some of these kills onto one of them, but not quite able to. Man, Cena just playing this so well. I can't believe how confident I'm seeing. Like, no one is just playing so confident. He's just running in with a 20% HP. Yes, this one he gets his support skilled, which kind of stinks a little bit for them, but overall, I mean, the damage just continues to be done.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of sort of supports dying, it's still, that's just kind of part of the job, right? At the end of the day, and it's you can see on the KDAs. The one death on the course with Cloud9 has just been Watson in that one instance down the mid. Outside of that, none of their cores are going down. And we'll see once again, this is, the one death a core on Cloud9 has had so far this game. Watson in that situation. And indeed, at this point, 1W, absolutely, you're going to push on for more. You're going to chase on for more. But right here, the tidal wave dragging him in, setting him up for the black hole. Sure, there's a relocate, doesn't matter. No one, he knew it was coming. X mark straight back in, dead Kunkka. Dead gyrocopter.
Dead gyro.
I don't think we'll be saying dead Kunkka at all this game with how things are going.
This has to be one of the best, one of the better performances, if not the best performance from the Kunkka I've seen. I know Collapse had an absolutely absurd game too, but man, no one...
He's doing so much.
Yeah, he's carrying. He really is carrying from this role. And they're having they're having a great time out of it as well too, as we see.
They're feeling the momentum massively now. 16-8, 9K gold lead, and they're ready to go once more with the Aegis on Watson.
And there's one Rax left. There's only one set, so that's really the main thing that they got to look to claim. Munkushi, he's going for Satanic, so he is still looking for more survivability.
Okay.
I guess because they got the kill on Watson. Maybe he felt like after that one, he's like, okay, maybe we do have damage.
But then next,
we'll see.
We don't want to see a butterfly. A butterfly, that's game over. You got to dream big.
Yeah, I think if you give Butter, he just can go MKB, and then it's actually just kind of better for Watson, it feels like, to just single target burst you, but we'll see. Fishman now with Aghanims, he can keep these waves shoved in, so 1W, it's been a lot of the game where they've been kind of trapped inside their base, but that's going to continue even more so now on top of all this. And DM, he's starting to get toward that item if he wants to go for it too, is the BKB. So in most of the game, he just wanted these auras. Now with the BKB, it's like, okay, now might have to just doom him, but you can't really doom him, so fights are difficult for 1W. Very, very difficult to pick and choose your targets.
I'll see how heavy Cloud9 want to go with this Aegis push. The smoke up comes out. Ready to start things off. Hasterin in the bottle as well for no one to play this next fight. And indeed, the rapier has been queued up. It's going to take a bit of time to get there. We'll see if he can.
Necessary. It feels absolutely necessary. Lanes are all shoved in. Jira trying to get as much as he can on the left side. He might be able to get a Wisdom Rune as well, too, on the puck at the least here. Get him, his team is the second one, I believe, of the game since
they've only got one so far.
Not been able to get too much.
Oh, no, he's not going to stick around!
Oh, the Wisdom! Oh. And
You've got to check the time sometime!
Oh, well, you know what? He may have gotten killed. I mean, probably not, but either way, whatever. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't getting killed. Maybe he wouldn't have got the Wisdom Ring.
Yeah, exactly.
He could have been interrupted by the hook shot, but he was almost certainly going to be able to escape from the clock. But, yeah.
Maybe he thought they were setting up for him.
There could have been more there.
Yeah. Or his team maybe was calling, let's smoke and try to get a wrap and catch him or something.
Yeah.
They are all smoked up. So, yeah, I'm just trying to like figure out a way for them to like take this fight overall in particular. Like, what type of wraparound? Of course, the ideal is get the Doom on the Kunk and try to kill him, but as we've seen, it's not really possible. No one will be able to get the disengage off from his teammates, get these 4 steps and stuff like that. So, what is the approach? It's probably find the Wyvern and then try to kite and stuff from there, but yeah, just complicated to see. Watson hitting another spike as well, level 20. Big damage. That individual burst now is going to be pretty crazy on whoever he does look to focus on too. We've seen Cloud a couple times. I was going to point it out, but I think by now, I think we've done it too much. Buying the Midas, he sold it in the last fight earlier, bought his Shivas, rebought it, etc. So people can keep tabs of that.
Here we go. 2 minutes left to push with the Aegis and Cloud9. They're ready to get it going.
Jira.
But the Yules are going to be able to get the phase shift off, and Cloud's in with the Doom down towards the Kunkka. No one's got to start backing away. Munkushi pushes in with the BKB and the flat cannon. Dreamcall only going to catch on to Watson, and it's an awkward position because they can't push on for him, and even if they did, he's the one with the Aegis.
And they still can't do what they need to do, get that Doom and try to burst a target. The disengage just happens every time. Now there's
so much
Doom.
survivability.
So much was just used there from 1W. Pretty much every single ultimate.
And the ultimates for Cloud9, they're still there. They've got a black hole, a curse, everything ready to drop. So the push will continue.
Literally every ultimate. I didn't even see the relocate. Whoopsie. But yeah, every single spell was used there. BKB.
He's got to be careful how he steps forward. His BKB, of course, still on cooldown. They're going to catch him in the X-Mark Torrent both. They've got the cookie to try and break him out of the combo. Cloud jumps in, gets caught by the stun himself, though. Chiro Jr. trying to help out, but Cloud, he's getting shredded here by the right clicks. The Black Hole's going to get dropped to lock down the puck. Chiro Jr. and Cloud, they'll buy back immediately, but the tier 3s are gone.
They're so good at covering each other in these team fights. Munkushi!
He gets caught by the tidal wave. I mean, Chiro Jr. is going to try and jump in to help out. They use the cookie to try and get Munkushi out of there. They're taking out the Aegis on Watson with the curse, catches the 3 of them, causes the death of Respect. He has a buyback, uses it immediately. Munkushi needs help. He'll turn his attention over towards the clockwork, trying to right-click down Fishman. Has the buff up now from Respect. He comes in with the tether, keeping their Gyro alive and trying to keep this defense going. They've killed off Fishman. Now they'll try and turn for more. Munkushi with the checks.
Could be in trouble.
With the jump forward, the coil's back up. It's a great one as well. Catches onto the 2 of them. Can they bring in the damage? They'll focus Watson first. The cookie comes in. Watson's still alive. Leaps out of the fight. He's able to walk away. Finally, they'll get him. But it's cost them 3 heroes. 1W down to the final 2. They don't have any more buyback to expend. Munkushi taken out in time. But it's going to be a 2 versus 5 defense. Maybe a 1 versus 5 because Respect, off the back of the re-relocate, he's going to be heading back over there. The torrent not timed perfectly, but it doesn't matter. He's dead regardless.
And they're just looking for the end. They see Munkushi.
And they get the hook shot. Caught off to the side.
GG.
They'll get it. GG, well played. Cloud9 take this game 1 against 1W.
And this was a very much so a team win, right? It was kind of everybody playing beautifully on the side of C9. The teamwork, everything was perfect.